Okay, so I know this video is going to annoy a lot of people, but you know what? That doesn't matter, because while Sony's PlayStation 5 does a lot of awesome things, there's still a lot of aspects it can improve on. Aspects that Xbox has really taken to the next level of value for gamers. Let's get into what Sony needs to take from Xbox, because right now, they're struggling with one simple thing: making cross-generation games affordable and also easy for gamers. Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by and checking out the video. Remember to hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support is greatly appreciated. And if you want to be notified on future content, make sure to hit that small little bell icon. It helps out the channel a lot. Alright, so let's just get right into this, because it's pretty shocking what Sony has done with a lot of their PS4 games that are getting PS5 upgrades. The new first-party games being developed by Sony themselves either have extra charges for next-generation versions, or even have features locked behind a paywall that forces gamers to fork over extra money to use certain features that have been standard throughout their games at $60. It's insane the amount of annoyance it is to find out which versions to buy and just how much it will cost to buy their first-party games. It's getting out of hand if you ask me. This obviously surrounds the new additions of Horizon Forbidden West, the sequel to the 2017's massive new IP Horizon Zero Dawn. Now, some of these additions are cool and come with some awesome figures, not to mention different versions of the game. Let's get into what I'm talking about from this write-up from Sony themselves. Here's what was said. For players looking to have access to both the PS4 and PS5 versions of Horizon Forbidden West, please purchase the Digital Deluxe Collectors or Regala editions. Dual entitlement does not apply to standard and special editions. Dual entitlement? Okay, so Xbox calls it smart delivery, they call it dual entitlement. Like gamers are not entitled to newer versions of games they buy supporting their platform. But I digress. But let's get into where things get extremely annoying. The Digital Deluxe Edition of this game is $79.99, so you have to pay $80 to get the PS4 version along with the PS5 version. That to me is unacceptable. Why does it cost more to get both versions? You are scaling the game to work on both, not to mention you've built this game from the PS5 and optimized it and scaled it to work on the PS4. Oh, and if you want the standard PS4 version, it's just $60. That makes sense to me, but you want to know what's funny about all of that? There's no option yet to upgrade that PS4 version to the PS5 if you buy one later down the line. Let's say you have a PS4 right now and then you can't get a PS5. Well, that doesn't matter. So basically you're stuck with that version of the PS4 version unless you buy the regular version on PS5 first. It's unclear and very confusing. But what if you want the PS5 only version? Well, it's the standard $70 price tag, which again, I find to be extremely annoying because that $10 hike is something they brought into this next generation, and I think that gamers should actually start speaking out against this because they're starting to charge more for other things. What I mean by that is, on top of all the regular versions of the game, for both the PS5 and the PS4, they don't get key features. Here's what I mean by that. The Deluxe Edition has all of these features: Horizon Forbidden West, PS4 and PS5 digital soundtrack plus art book, digital comic book, 2 Behemoth Elite items, 2 Thunder Elite items, Machine Strike piece, in-game resources pack. Okay, all those features are pretty standard when you buy a deluxe edition. You get a little couple extra features in the game, but they're mostly cosmetic, and you get like a digital comic book and a soundtrack and an art book, and hey, I get that. It costs a little bit more money to make those. But photo mode unlocks at the $80 version? Okay, so the digital soundtrack and all the other comic book along with the in-game items, that to me is standard. I get it. You get some cool extra things in the game. But the one thing that I noticed is that photo mode is under this paywall. Now, don't get me wrong. I want to pop off here and say some mean things about Sony, but I'm truly hoping this is some type of typo, because I believe the photo mode should be something on all versions of the game. So not only do you have to pay $20 more to get both the PS4 and PS5 versions of the game, which brings your price to $80, but even if you pay the already hiked up price of $70 for the PS5 only version, you don't get photo mode in your game. At this point, I have no faith in Sony and what they're doing, because they're starting to become just as greedy as other publishers. I'm talking Activision level greedy. This is getting out of hand at this point because they want to penny pinch and get as much money out of their customers as possible. I will never stand by and let a publisher or any gaming publisher continue to put key features of a game behind a paywall and then just kind of laugh at gamers because they know they're going to pay for it anyways, which some people do. They will pay the $80 just to get both versions and photo mode and everything else because they want the full experience. And this is something that Sony has been doing for over a year now. They have taken the goodwill from last generation they built with gamers and developers and have completely thrown it out the window in my book. Which brings me to Xbox and what they're doing. You know, the company that's giving free Series X upgrades to all of their games at no extra cost, giving gamers that already own games on the Xbox One version free upgrades. There's no price hike, there's no confused additions you need to buy, and most of all, there's no missing features that are put behind a paywall. Oh, and this is just for buying a game directly off of their store. This doesn't even take into account Game Pass, where you get all of their games at a super low price. And again, smart delivery even works on those games if they're optimized for the next generation consoles. So one company is muddying up the waters with different versions of their games with paywalls all over the place. Sorry to break it to everyone, but Sony has turned into the next Activision with this type of prices on their games and these type of features being locked behind a paywall. Especially when your direct competitor is not only giving completely free updates, but also putting all first-party games on a service that gives you these upgrades at no cost. This is starting to become a massive problem with Sony, and I'm starting to see what their focus this entire generation is going to be. Make as much money off of their customers. I mean, just think about it. Let's look at a big picture. Let's say you do have Game Pass Ultimate at $15 a month. That's $180 a year. That comes with countless third-party games day and date, plus all of Xbox first-party games with free upgrades, along with Xbox Live on your console. Oh, and you get Game Pass on PC with this, along with cloud gaming where you can stream it to any device you own. That's $180 a year. So for Sony, you have $80 for both PS4 and PS5 versions of your game for one game. That's $160 for two games. Two games, people. That doesn't include the $60 a year for PlayStation Plus, along with you having to buy all of their other first-party games at either $70 for the PS5 only versions or $80 for the PS4 and PS5 versions. Oh, and that $70 apparently doesn't include photo mode if the game has it. Ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. That's why I think Sony needs to take a step back and actually copy what Xbox is doing. Because for some time now, Xbox has completely revamped the way they treated their customers. They decided long ago that they'll be the best place to play your games. They aren't going to overcharge people for experiences they already paid for like Sony is. They aren't going to charge you extra money to play a game on their own platform that you decided to support. Instead, they'll give you everything you need with one service or with one purchase. I don't have to worry about which version to pay for and if it's going to cost me almost $100 to play the games that I buy the way I want to play them. And I know this will annoy a lot of people, but to be honest, I really don't care. At this point, Sony is taking photo mode away from people and putting it behind a paywall. If you aren't annoyed or mad at Sony for this, then maybe you should reflect on why you actually support the gaming community. Because for me, I think giving constructive feedback that's filled with care about gaming as a whole can only help the industry. I won't sit back and let a publisher dictate what's best for me as a gamer. We as gamers will tell them what's okay and what's great value. And right now, Sony is tone deaf to what gamers actually want to do. They care more about the money instead of the gamer. And if they don't change what they're doing soon, and I actually really mean soon, all that PS4 goodwill is going to go flying out the window. Maybe, just maybe, look at what Xbox is doing and try to emulate the type of value they're giving their gamers. That's the best advice I could give them. Copy Xbox. Maybe not to the T, but start looking at how much value they're giving, how they're not charging, how they're respecting everybody's purchase. And when I buy a game on Xbox One, I know it's going to work on the Series X, and I know if there's any upgrades, I don't need to pay for it. It's going to be there and transfer over for me as a gamer. Maybe look into that. Maybe try to change your business strategy of this generation, because right now, I'm not liking it, and I know a lot of gamers aren't liking it, especially the ones that value their dollar and value a company actually caring for their purchase. But enough of what I think about all this. Tell me what you think about this. Are you going to pay $80 for a PS4 and PS5 version of a game? Is Sony starting to get too greedy? When will they stop being so tone deaf to what gamers want? Is this going to continue into God of War and all the other versions of their games? Are these prices getting out of hand? Does Sony need to copy what Xbox is doing? Will Xbox capitalize on this bad move from Sony? Is Xbox the best place to play your games with the best value? Go down below and let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button to support us at the channel more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my latest videos. Plus, I love interacting with everyone there, so get on Twitter and let's talk about gaming. Also, follow me on Xbox Live. My gamertag is Zalker87, just like my channel name. See what games I'm playing, and let's compete in achievements for the month. So right now, I've been playing a lot of Assassin's Creed. I've been playing so many games, it's kind of ridiculous. I just bought Aliens Fireteam, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to play it with a couple buddies over the weekend, see how it is. I've heard some good things about it. I got it for my Series X, so I know there's no crossplay, so I didn't want to get it on the PC because a lot of my buddies were on Xbox playing it, so I got it there so I could play with them. And I've also installed Psychonauts 2. I'm going to jump into that. It looks insane. I've heard a lot of great things. I'm hearing Game of the Year contender, so I'm going to get into that because I want to get into a kind of a weird game, and I feel like it's on that edge of AAA and AA, kind of like in the middle. Plus, I've heard it has a great story and a really cool message in it. But to be honest, I'm going to be jumping into Assassin's Creed Valhalla a bunch. Having a lot of fun with that because, again, I just wanted to get into a big, massive open world game, and that's what Assassin's Creed Valhalla is, a massive open world game. And I've been reading comics and novels and all that too because, hey, I'm a geek. It's what I love to do. But let me know what you're doing. Are you playing something on your PS5, your Xbox Series X, or are you playing something on your PC, or are you waiting for one of the new games that are about to come out in the next few weeks? Let me know down below because that's what we're here for, to talk games. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.